I have to share with you guys this dream I just had. I've never had a more realistic dream than this in my life. In the dream, I was on an airplane. I think it's symbolic of just the world. My sister was there, my brother, some other random people, and someone from YouTube for some reason was there. And the song started to play. Excuse me, I just woke up. The song started to play on the airplane. And I cannot remember what the song was, but for some reason I had a feeling it was about like the stars or the moon or like heavenly bodies or something. Hang on, I need to get a drink. Sorry about that. So the song was playing and I turned to my sister and I said, "Oh my goodness. I had a dream once that when I heard this song, that the rapture was going to take place right then and there." I never really had a dream about that before, but that's what I was telling her in this dream. And no sooner than I finished saying that, the rapture happened, and it was so real. I literally felt like I was there and experienced the actual rapture. It was more real than me sitting here right now. I thought, oh my gosh, we've been watching and waiting all this time, and the rapture finally happened. So if it were to happen right now as I'm speaking to you, that's how real it was. And I was experiencing it, but it was like a dream version of the actual experience of the rapture. I can't even describe it, you guys. I felt like my spirit was somewhere else. That's how real it was. And it just happened at the snap of the fingers. As soon as I realized that I heard that song, that's when it happened. And then within 1 second, I was somewhere else. And I'm like shaking. This was so realistic. I can't even, I felt like I was just raptured, but I came back to earth. I'm like so disappointed right now. I've had dreams before that were realistic, but not like this, you guys. We have to be so close. Whew, I'm like shaking. So I was raptured and I was taken to another place that felt like, it was like I was in a holding place. I was in like an in-between place before seeing Jesus. A few people on this airplane made it, but I didn't know any of them. My sister didn't go. My brother didn't go. And this person from YouTube, shockingly, I was shocked they didn't go. And I woke up praying about why. Is there anything that he wants me to tell them? Or I asked him, were they just a part of the dream? Because I'm not, going to say something to them that's foolish if it was just, a person in a dream. But I was shocked that this person wasn't raptured. And I was like wondering what was in their heart in the dream. And I didn't know if it was like bitterness or hatred to somebody, like an unforgiveness or like a pride type of thing, something like that. But I remember thinking, oh my gosh, they were on the airplane with me. They must have seen me get raptured, and they must be realizing right about now what happened, and they didn't go. And my soul was crushed that they were left behind. So we always have to be working on our hearts with the Lord, you guys. And those of you that tell people you don't have to have a pure heart with the Lord or a authentic relationship with Him, shame on you. So I was in like a holding place. It was like there were workers in this place that, I don't know if they must have been angels. They were workers in this holding place, and they were getting us all checked in. And I could feel their spirits were like joyous. They were excited and very proud of their job. And they were thinking like, this is it. It finally happened. We're finally able to carry out this job and get these people checked in to see Jesus. And it was kind of like, I don't know, I guess kind of like in an airport, just getting you checked in and your ticket and everything like that. That's just how the Lord, the symbolism He chose to portray this as. But yeah, these workers, I could feel how proud they were, and it was like they had been waiting a long time, and they were excited to see us, and they were like, whew, you have no idea what you're in store for. So they were busy rushing around. They were like darting back and forth, doing all these things like papers and just different things, preparing us to get checked in. And they were trying to hurry it along because I was like, while all this was going on, I was like, no, I don't want to be here. Where's Jesus? I was like, my eyeballs were like scanning the room that I was in, and I was like, where is he? I have to see him. I want to see Jesus. But I knew that I don't know what this process was or if it really happens this way. I don't think so. The Bible tells us that we go to meet Jesus in the air, like we go to him. So I don't know if this was like after that or what, but for some reason I was in like a check-in place, and I just wanted to see Jesus. And it was so real, as if I'm sitting here right now and I knew Jesus was somewhere like in the other room, and I was just like, oh my gosh, where is he? Like, it's all I want right now is just to see him and be with him. You know, can we skip this process so we can get moving along here? And when I woke up from this, you guys, I felt like I had been gone for 10 years, and I was shocked to realize that I was in my bed. And I told my husband, I was like, I just dreamt that I was raptured. Like, it actually happened. And he was like, so you didn't wake me up to tell me? So, but yeah, I've never experienced something this real before. And the only reason I can think of why this happened is because he is showing us that we're that close, that it's about to happen. Of all the rapture dreams I've had in 8 or 9 years, I've never had one like this. I'm like shaking. So I just had to share that with you guys, because if this was the dream version of what we're going to experience, like, this was almost enough for me. Like, it was that amazing and joyous and exciting and real. And like I said, I was shocked to realize when I woke up that I'm in my house. Like, why did I come back? So I had to share that with you guys, and I want to end this by saying, I wanted to give you guys some encouragement of those who think that we aren't in the days of Noah anymore, and that the rapture can't happen during this pandemic world lockdown. That's not true. People are on here saying the rapture is not going to happen in this time period because people aren't eating and drinking and getting drunk and partying and marrying and things like that. And that's not true. My own cousin just got married a few days ago. There's a video on YouTube. You can see a couple getting married in the streets of New York City, while the wedding officiator is in the building next to them, a few windows up, like a few stories up, reading the vows from up there. So people are still doing these things. They're just going to different lengths to do them. And as far as like eating and drinking, you can still go to a restaurant and get curbside pickup, takeout. Drive-thrus everywhere are open. My friend, she just had her birthday the other day at work, which is another thing. People are still going to work. Some people are still going to work. And she had her birthday at work, and she had posted pictures that her coworkers brought her Starbucks and McDonald's and gifts and everything. So, these places are still open. You just have to go to the drive-thru, and, so it still counts. But, yeah, my own cousin just got married. All these things are still going on. It's just in a different way, but it still counts and still applies to the days of Noah. And as far as, like people partying and things, like you can still go and buy alcohol, which I'm sure plenty of people are doing that, and getting drunk at home, and just people are doing everyday things. People around where I live are going to the parks. And, one of my neighbors just went to Target, and I was shocked to learn that Target was still even open. So don't let anybody discourage you by saying, well, Jesus can't come for us right now because nobody's doing these things. People are still doing these things everywhere. Like I said, it's just in a different way. So whether things go back to normal or stay as they are, it still applies. People are still doing all these things. So be encouraged, you guys. I think he was just showing me how close he is. And I think the reason he showed me this was because last night before bed, I was in deep, deep, deep prayer. Like, I locked myself away in another room just from all distractions, and I was talking to the Lord and preparing my heart before him as if I were to be raptured last night. And I just wanted to be in the mental space and the heart space of, if I'm going to see Jesus tonight and be face to face with him and have to look him in the eye, is there anything within me that I don't want to be like, oops, like, or ashamed of? So I take my relationship with him very seriously. I know a lot of people in here don't, and they think they can just, go in their bedroom and pray to Jesus and go out the door and go get drunk and hate their neighbor and all this stuff. And, it can't be like that. That's not the relationship that God expects you to have with him. And I'm just not even going to go there, but I was just trying to get myself in a place of, if I'm raptured tonight, I'm okay with it. And I was just praying and asking him about, how close are we? And Lord, please, Jesus, come for your people. Like, it's getting hard to bear it anymore. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I can't even imagine. Like I said, if that's the dream version, what is the real thing going to be like? I'm shocked that I feel like I was like kicked out of the rapture and I'm back here in my bedroom. So, yeah, and be encouraged. We are in the days of Noah. Jesus could come today, you guys. Don't let anybody bring you down or steal your joy.